The names of Jungkook and Park Jimin are back in the spotlight among BTS fans. This time, not because of a big comeback or a solo project, but rather because of a narrative that suddenly emerged and spread quickly on social media. Does Jungkook feel uncomfortable around Jimin? A claim that provoked heated debate, divided opinion, and made many ARMY feel the need to look back at the facts behind their relationship. It all started with a short video clip taken from a behind-the-scenes content. In the clip, Jungkook looks a little quieter than usual when he is near Jimin. He doesn't talk much, his expression tends to be neutral, and sometimes even looks away. For a small part of the audience, the moment is perceived as a sign of distance or discomfort. Narratives began to take shape, and as is often the case in the digital age, assumptions quickly turned into issues. However, is this really so? A lot of old fans actually look at it from a different perspective. They judged that Jungkook's expression was not a sign of discomfort, but rather a part of his personality that could indeed change depending on the situation. Jungkook is known to be very expressive and cheerful at times, but at other times he can be more calm and reflective, especially when the camera is not fully in focus. Interestingly, shortly after the video went viral, various other clips appeared that actually showed a different side of Jungkook's interaction with Jimin. In some moments, Jungkook appears to naturally pay attention to Jimin, from small things like making sure his sitting position is comfortable, to simple gestures like turning his head when Jimin speaks, even when the conversation isn't directed at him. On one occasion that was widely shared by fans, Jimin seemed to have a little difficulty while doing something backstage. Without saying much, Jungkook quickly approached and helped, as if it was a matter of habit. There is no dramatization, no attempt to attract the attention of the camera. Only spontaneous actions actually feel more sincere. Another moment that was also the subject of discussion was when they were in a live session. As Jimin spoke, Jungkook was seen listening attentively. Even when he is not actively speaking, his expression shows that he is truly present in the moment. Things like this are then used by many fans to refute the narrative that Jungkook feels uncomfortable. The relationship between Jungkook and Jimin itself is not something new to analyze. Since the early days of BTS's debut, the two are known to have a distinctive dynamic. Jimin is often seen as more expressive in showing concern, while Jungkook tends to be more subtle, expressing his concern through small actions that may not be immediately apparent. This difference in how to express emotions is what is sometimes misinterpreted by some people. In a world accustomed to clear and direct expressions, a calmer or closed attitude is often perceived as a sign of distance. In fact, for those who understand the dynamics of long-term relationships, it can actually be an indication of comfort. Over time, more and more fans began to collect evidence of various old and new moments. Compilation videos began to appear, showing how Jungkook consistently treated Jimin in a caring manner. From the way he smiles when Jimin does something funny, to how he reflexively looks for Jimin among other members in certain situations. Not only that, there were also moments where Jungkook openly showed his respect and admiration for Jimin. In several interviews, he once mentioned Jimin as someone who works hard and always gives his best. Statements like these serve as a reminder that their relationship is built on mutual respect. The phenomenon also opens up a broader discussion about how the public often judges a person's relationship just from the small snippets seen on camera. In reality, what is shown in public is only a small part of the whole story. Many interactions are not recorded, many moments are not shared, but they still have great meaning for those who experience them. On the other hand, the reaction of the ARMY community to this issue also shows growing maturity. Instead of immediately believing the negative narrative, many fans chose to cross-check, look at the broader context, and recall the long journey of Jungkook and Jimin's relationship. They become not only spectators, but also storekeepers who try to keep the narrative in balance. Interestingly, precisely from the issues that had triggered this concern, a deeper appreciation for the relationship between the two emerged. Fans began to pay more attention to small details, appreciate simple interactions more, and realize that not all forms of closeness have to be explicitly shown. Ultimately, the claim that Jungkook felt uncomfortable around Jimin doesn't seem to have a solid foundation when viewed from the overall context. Rather, what is visible is precisely the relationship that has been built over the years, a relationship that may not always be shown in the same way, but remains consistent in its essence. The way Jungkook treated Jimin, who was full of petty attention and spontaneous actions, was the most obvious answer to all the speculation. Without the need for long words, without any official clarification, the act spoke for itself, and for many fans, it was more than enough to silence any doubts, and perhaps therein lies the true strength of their relationship. Not on what is apparent at first glance, but on what keeps repeating consistently over time. A form of closeness that does not always need to be explained, because it already feels obvious to those who are really paying attention. This conversation continues to grow as more and more fans return to the old archives, trying to see the relationship between Jungkook and Park Jimin from a broader perspective. Many realize that the dynamics between the two cannot be inferred from just one or two short video cuts. In fact, pulled back, their relationship shows a consistent pattern, full of small moments that may not always be striking, but have deep meaning. In some old footage, it can be seen how Jungkook reflexively approaches when Jimin is nearby, as if already accustomed to each other's presence. There is no real awkwardness, but rather a rhythm of interaction that feels natural. Even in situations where the two don't speak directly, their presence remains connected through simple gestures, like glancing at each other, smiling lightly, or simply standing a short distance away. Another thing that fans are starting to highlight is how Jungkook shows attention in a more subtle form. He may not always be the most vocal, but his actions often come at the right moment. In some situations, he is seen giving Jimin space to shine, while at other times he is present as a figure who is ready to help without being asked. This pattern actually shows a form of maturity in their relationship, where both understand each other's roles without needing much explanation. This phenomenon also reminds many people that each individual has a different way of expressing comfort and closeness. Not everyone shows warmth through big words or gestures. For some, consistent presence and sincere small actions are precisely the most powerful evidence. In this context, Jungkook's attitude can be seen as a form of attention that is not noisy, but still felt. As the discussion continued, it became increasingly clear that the narrative of discomfort that had been circulating came more from one-sided interpretation than from intact reality. In fact, judging from their entire BTS journey, Jungkook and Jimin's relationship shows a strong foundation, built from time, experience, and a long time together. In the end, what was initially considered a sign of distance turns into a reminder that not all relationships have to look the same to be considered close. The way Jungkook treats Park Jimin may not always be flashy, but that's precisely where his sincerity lies. Calm, consistent, and speaking louder than any speculation has ever had time to surface.